Once you've moved all of your data into the cloud, there's obviously security questions you'll want answering. But in terms of management of the environment, you're accessing a system that's in a data center that's probably 10, 20, 30 times more secure than yours. And you're accessing it over the same way. So you're still using Exchange Management Console. It's just a different IP address. It's nothing fantastically out of the science fiction. And when we talk about Exchange, we talk about on-premise Exchange and hosted Exchange and Office 365 as just Exchange servers, because that's all they are to us. It doesn't really matter where it's hosted. But many businesses do worry about where the data is hosted, how secure is that, and is their data safe? And lots of those questions are answered by the due diligence that you do on the provider. So for example, Microsoft will host your data in data centers in Amsterdam and Dublin. Mimecast will host your data Mimecast will host your data here in England, and we keep data for all our customers globally in the relevant jurisdiction. So ask the question. It's that vendors will want to tell you, reputable vendors will probably want to show you as well, and don't worry about it, because we've got nothing to hide, and Microsoft are the same, and they want to make it easy for you to subscribe to their services. So many companies are thinking about how best to deploy Office 365, and lots of them are doing it in a hybrid fashion, and Microsoft fully support this as well. So one of the advantages of having Exchange on-premise and Office 365 is you can use the two in different roles. So Exchange on-premise could provide you with some functionality for the end users on site, whereas the majority of your data could be hosted with Office 365. And over time, you could perhaps remove the on-premise Exchange server and go fully cloud. Now, if you add Mimecast to that setup as well, then Office 365 is still your main Exchange server and your users still interact with that. But obviously Mimecast is in the mix as well, and we're providing services that wrap around Office 365. So continuity, for example, your end users would use Mimecast in the event that Office 365 perhaps became unavailable. We'll give you an 100% uptime SLA. So for archive customers who are using Office 365, Mimecast would wrap an archive around that infrastructure as well. So your archive data will be stored in Mimecast's data centers here in the UK, and your users will still interact with Office 365. So everything is essentially in the cloud, and the user can just use Outlook to talk to Office 365 for real-time send and receive of email, and then access the archive directly from Outlook into Mimecast's cloud whenever they need to search for individual messages.